Hey, sweetheart. You almost skipped this again, didn't you? But something deeper inside your soul whispered, wait, this might be different. And it is. I promise you, what you're reading right now isn't just another message. It's God, through me, Archangel Michael, gently trying one last time to get your attention. Because midnight is not just a time on the clock tonight, it's a doorway. And what happens before it could change everything. You skipped it once. Heaven saw it. But God, in His mercy, still believes in your yes. Beloved, when the wind shifted earlier today, something started. A signal was released in the heavens and your name was mentioned. It was soft, gentle, but firm. The spiritual realm took a breath, and suddenly, I, Archangel Michael, was dispatched. Not because of fear, but because of urgency. You're standing on the edge of a divine appointment, and we've been waiting weeks for this moment to reach you again. But time is shrinking. You need to know this. If you close this now, the opportunity might shut with it. And God hates to see you miss it, again. Do you remember when you felt strange for no reason a few nights ago? That sudden silence? That pressure in your chest? It wasn't random. It was spiritual weight. Someone was calling your name in heaven. You didn't hear it with your ears, but your soul trembled. That was me. I was trying to speak to you while you slept. But your heart was clouded by the noise, the betrayal, the confusion others placed on you. So heaven waited again. But not anymore. God is now ordering this message to reach you directly. This is why you're here. You see, someone on earth made a mistake connected to you. A hidden choice that triggered a heavenly consequence. A decision in the spirit world is being finalized right now. And God wants your permission to intervene. Yes, you. You hold more power in this than you think. If you say nothing, if you ignore it again, it will be assumed as surrender. But if you respond, even just by opening your heart now, angels will be released. Protection will be commanded. Restoration will begin. You have 3 hours. But the miracle begins the moment you open. Don't let your past rejections fool you. You are still chosen. You are still appointed. God didn't disqualify you when they walked away. He didn't remove your name when you failed. In fact, that failure was part of the prophecy. Yes, you needed to be shaken, but not to destroy you. To awaken you. And this message is the final alarm. The thing that almost broke you last season? It wasn't the end. It was the hinge. The pivot moment. And now the whole spiritual timeline is leaning on what you do next. Wait. Before you scroll too fast, I'm begging you, click the bell below, subscribe, and stay connected. God told me personally that those who stay near this message will receive protection, favor, and divine updates in their life. It won't just be a video, it will feel like heaven sending you reminders every week. Don't miss that. Subscribe now, and stay under the covering. Your miracle needs a channel. Okay, where were we? Oh yes. I need to tell you what heaven couldn't tell you last time you skipped this. The moment you ignored the last message, a part of your future started drifting. That's not to scare you. That's to remind you, your life is not random. Every delay, every tear, every silent night you cried on your pillow, it's all been recorded. Not forgotten. Recorded. And now, the scroll of your name is being opened in front of the throne. God is not angry. He's ready. But He's waiting for one thing. Your alignment. Tonight, before midnight, a shift will occur. You won't hear it with your ears. But your soul will feel it. A whisper. A message. A name. A sensation that someone is standing close, even if you're alone. That's us. I'll be standing at the foot of your bed, guarding your thoughts. But I can only stay if your heart is open. Because, beloved, someone is trying to access you without permission. A person you thought was gone. A soul that's been trying to trace your energy through other people. Heaven is blocking it. But your agreement seals it. And now I must tell you the part that most won't believe. There's someone alive right now, planning to call you. Or message you. Their fingers have hovered over your name more than once. They're scared. Because they sense you're not who you were. They feel the protection around you. They sense the energy has changed. It has. When you chose to stay soft in a world that hardened you, God marked you as untouchable. You're about to see the reward of that choice. But first, there's something we must warn you about. There's a document. Physical or spiritual. But it bears your name. Someone tried to reassign it. Yes. Reassign your blessing. Take your inheritance. Swap your name for theirs. But God. He saw it all. He watched it play out. And when He saw you praying, or even thinking those good thoughts toward others, that's when He sent me. Because love like yours doesn't go unrewarded. And now, the punishment written for them is being reversed, and the blessing they tried to steal? It's being reassigned back to you. But, and please listen carefully, this can only manifest if you don't skip this divine instruction again. Before midnight, write this somewhere: I allow heaven to realign what was stolen. I say yes to God's protection, purpose, and promises. That small act will open gates you've never seen. Delays will start dissolving. People will start calling. Dreams will return. And a physical confirmation, a message, knock, email, or unexpected breakthrough, will follow. But only if you agree right now. Don't miss this. There's a relative or friend that's been acting strange, right? Distant. Suspicious. Maybe cold. That's because they felt the shift before you did. They don't even know how to explain it. But deep down, their spirit knows, you are no longer accessible to just anyone. God elevated you. They didn't expect it. That's why the tension started. Don't panic. Don't chase. Let it be. Because for every person who walks out, heaven is sending two that walk in. The subtraction was a prophecy. The loneliness was preparation. And now, the reward is about to knock. Do you feel the chill down your spine right now? That isn't fear. It's confirmation. You're not imagining this. God planned this moment before you were born. Even your doubts right now, they were accounted for. Even the delay in your belief, God knew it. But He sent this anyway. That's how relentless His love is. You can ignore Him 100 times, and He still comes running after your heart. But tonight, this is your yes moment. This is when everything shifts. But only if you choose it. There's a relative or friend that's been acting strange, right? Distant. Suspicious. Maybe cold. That's because they felt the shift before you did. They don't even know how to explain it. But deep down, their spirit knows, you are no longer accessible to just anyone. God elevated you. They didn't expect it. That's why the tension started. Don't panic. Don't chase. Let it be. Because for every person who walks out, heaven is sending two that walk in. The subtraction was a prophecy. The loneliness was preparation. And now, the reward is about to knock. Do you feel the chill down your spine right now? That isn't fear. It's confirmation. You're not imagining this. God planned this moment before you were born. Even your doubts right now, they were accounted for. Even the delay in your belief, God knew it. But He sent this anyway. That's how relentless His love is. You can ignore Him 100 times, and He still comes running after your heart. But tonight, this is your yes moment. This is when everything shifts. But only if you choose it. The numbers 12:00, they'll mean something tonight. A portal opens. And if you're awake at that time, speak this in your heart: I am open. I am ready. Heaven, have your way. You don't need to shout. You don't even need to move. Just whisper it. And I, Michael, will take it to the throne instantly. That's how powerful your words are. You've been underestimated for too long. But not anymore. This message is proof, you are known in heaven. Deeply. Fully. Lovingly. And you're being fought for, even when you feel forgotten. The world may label you. Misunderstand you. Forget you. But not heaven. No, we write your name in light. We sing your name in sacred spaces. We protect it when others try to stain it. And tonight, we rewrite your story. But it all starts with your yes. Your decision to not skip this again. Every paragraph you've read has opened another gate. And by the time you reach the end of this message, the miracle is already moving toward you. Believe that. This is your time. This is your signal. Don't silence it. Don't second-guess it. God doesn't beg, but right now, He's kneeling beside your spirit, whispering gently. I'm trying to save what you've been praying for. But I need your attention. So beloved, please, don't skip it again. Midnight is a line. On one side is delay. On the other, destiny. You've waited long enough. Now it's your turn. And I, Archangel Michael, give you my word, if you whisper, yes, to heaven right now, I will fight for you until your breakthrough is complete. Nothing, and no one, will stand in the way. I'll shield your house. I'll guard your heart. I'll clear the fog around your mind. But I need you to believe, this is real. This is your moment. This is divine timing. So what will you do now? Midnight is coming. Open this. Receive it. Say yes. Before it's too late. You're still here, and that means your spirit is listening, even if your mind is trying to catch up. That's the part one love about you. No matter how many storms tried to drown you, there's always been something inside you that refused to die. And heaven sees that. Every single time you smiled when you wanted to break, every moment you stayed kind when you were surrounded by cruelty. God wrote those moments in His divine book. And now, those pages are glowing. Because the reward chapter is about to begin, if you don't skip this again. Listen carefully, beloved, there's a person who's been speaking your name in rooms you've never entered. They pretend it's casual. But spiritually, it's warfare. They are trying to block your divine elevation with whispers, judgments, and lies. But they forgot one thing: you are protected. And the moment you began reading this message, the tongue that was rising against you was silenced. I stood beside them and removed their access to your destiny. But only for a short time. Because unless you spiritually close the door, they'll keep trying to come back. This is why your obedience tonight matters. Before midnight, I urge you to do one thing: light a candle, or if you don't have one, simply close your eyes and say, God, I cancel every voice that doesn't align with your plan for me. Send your angels to guard my future. I give heaven permission to protect what's mine. That one act will send a ripple into the supernatural. You won't even realize how fast it works until people start falling away. People you didn't know were draining you. People who had no place in your next chapter. God is going to remove them without a scene. You've cried enough in silence. You've doubted your own worth for too long. And now, the enemy is hoping you'll scroll past this like every other thing, but you didn't. You're still here. And that proves you're ready. Ready to remember who you are. Ready to stop settling. Ready to take the miracle that has been circling your life like a bird, waiting for you to look up. And now that you have, it's diving into your arms. Please don't let fear talk you out of it again. Let me tell you something beautiful. Heaven didn't just send this message to comfort you, it sent it to activate you. Something powerful is going to unlock in your life within the next 24 hours. And when it happens, you'll remember this very moment. You'll say, I almost skipped that message, but something told me to stay. That something was me. Michael. I've been assigned to walk with you through this next stretch. I won't leave your side. Not now. Not when the gates are swinging open. Do you know how close you are to the promise? Closer than you've ever been. That's why you felt heavier lately. That's why old wounds started resurfacing. It wasn't failure, it was spiritual labor pains. You've been carrying this breakthrough in your soul, and now heaven is finally saying, pull push. Not because you're weak, but because you are about to birth something no one saw coming. Even you. But God saw it all along. And now He's whispering to you again, not to punish you, but to position you. Your name is being written again. Not just in the Lamb's Book of Life, but in the hearts of people you haven't met yet. Destiny connections. Divine helpers. Unexpected restorations. Someone is going to mention you with honor because of the energy you carry. The light you hold. The prayers you've whispered when no one saw. And when they call, when the door opens, when the miracle lands, don't say, "I don't deserve it." Just say, "Thank you, God. I'm ready now." Because you are ready now. You just needed to be reminded. And this message is that reminder. You are not forgotten. You are not cursed. You are not late. You are right on time. The enemy tried to trick you into thinking your season had expired. But heaven has been holding back the flood until your heart said yes. And now, you've said yes. Even by just reading. Even by staying with me this long. Your spirit has already agreed. Your name is being written again. Not just in the Lamb's Book of Life, but in the hearts of people you haven't met yet. Destiny connections. Divine helpers. Unexpected restorations. Someone is going to mention you with honor because of the energy you carry. The light you hold. The prayers you've whispered when no one saw. And when they call, when the door opens, when the miracle lands, don't say, "I don't deserve it." Just say, "Thank you, God. I'm ready now." Because you are ready now. You just needed to be reminded. And this message is that reminder. You are not forgotten. You are not cursed. You are not late. You are right on time. The enemy tried to trick you into thinking your season had expired. But heaven has been holding back the flood until your heart said yes. And now, you've said yes. Even by just reading. Even by staying with me this long. Your spirit has already agreed. And now, a secret, someone in your bloodline prayed for you. You don't even know their name. But generations ago, they wept before God, begging for a future child to be protected and blessed. That child is you. That prayer is why I'm here. You've never been walking alone. You've been walking under generational mercy. And now, that mercy is turning into manifestation. It's your time. The curses break with you. The delay ends with you. The miracle begins because of you. When the clock nears midnight, I will be standing near your doorway. Not in fear, but in celebration. Because I know what's coming. And I can already see the shift in your aura. You're glowing differently now. Not because the pain left, but because you didn't. You stayed. You endured. You showed up again. And heaven always rewards the ones who rise after the fall. The ones who whisper yes when their soul is still trembling. There's a heavenly trumpet waiting to sound, just for you. It will release favor. Break generational cycles. And command divine restitution. But it's waiting on one signal. Your surrender. Your moment of belief. And you've already started. All that's left is to finish. To believe. To speak. To whisper, yes, God. I receive everything you've stored up for me. And then watch. Watch what He does with your yes. Watch how He turns everything. But don't wait. Because if you skip this again, it might not come again. Midnight is not just a time. It's a door. Walk through it. I'll be standing there. Sword in hand. Light in your path. God in your corner. And victory on your name. Now go. And don't look back. You were born for this. And heaven will make sure nothing, and no one, stops it this time. Just don't skip it. Not again. Not tonight. You're still breathing, and that's all God needs to finish what He started in you. Don't let guilt lie to you. You haven't missed your moment. You were being prepared for it. That silence you felt wasn't abandonment. It was heaven whispering, get ready. And now that the winds have shifted again, God is pulling the curtain back and showing you what's been waiting behind it all along. But hear me clearly, this message is your final boarding call. And if you choose to look away now, the spiritual train moves without delay. There's someone watching your life closely, not with eyes of jealousy, but with eyes of longing. They see something in you that you haven't seen in yourself for a long time. Purity. Light. Destiny. They've been afraid to approach you because they feel unworthy of your energy. But God is stirring their heart. A conversation is being planned. An encounter is being arranged. And when it happens, you'll finally understand why nothing else worked before. Because heaven was protecting your heart until this moment. Until this message. Until now. I need you to trust what your spirit is telling you as you read this. That nudge? That gentle fire in your chest? That's confirmation. You're not imagining this. You're not being dramatic. You're being awakened. You're being realigned. And as your name is whispered in the halls of heaven, the angels are already preparing what you'll see in the next few days. Open doors. Clean exits. Favor with people you once feared. And unexpected answers to long-forgotten prayers. But there is a condition. You must not skip the spiritual alignment happening tonight. You see, the enemy has watched your patterns. He knows how close you get to breakthrough before you doubt yourself and shrink back. But this time, something's different. You're staying present. You're not running. You're facing it. And because of that, the chains are already starting to crack. The sabotage is being reversed. The misfires are being turned into miracles. You were never too late. You were just being refined. Do you remember the moment you almost gave up? The hour you whispered, God, if you're still with me, show me. This is that moment. This is the answer. Not in flashing lights or loud signs. But in this quiet, persistent message. You almost skipped it again. But something inside you, maybe something divine, held you here. And now you know why. Because God heard that broken prayer. And He's sending His response not through noise, but through this gentle whisper that won't let you look away. Let me tell you something prophetic. By this time next week, something in your life will be unrecognizable. But in a good way. You'll be free from something, or someone, that's been draining you in silence. You won't even have to lift a finger. The moment will come naturally. But it all hinges on your surrender tonight. The last time you ignored it, things stayed stuck. This time, if you say yes, if you obey this divine alert, the chains must break. That's not a maybe. That's a heavenly decree. Someone once said you were too much. Too sensitive. Too intense. Too hopeful. But heaven says, you were just too anointed for the room. And now, God is creating new rooms. New atmospheres. New connections that match your calling. But the old must fall away. And it's not your job to carry what's not your assignment. If they let go of you, let them. If they don't understand you, bless them. Because what's coming doesn't need your disguise. It needs your authenticity. Do not shrink for another second. Archangel Michael is standing over you now with a shield in one hand and a scroll in the other. On that scroll, your new timeline. Fresh. Untouched. Holy. And your yes tonight, your alignment, is what unlocks it. But only if you decide not to delay it again. The enemy would love for you to close this, call it coincidence, and go on with your night. But your spirit knows better. Your soul has already seen glimpses of what's next. And that's why you're trembling right now, not in fear, but in recognition. Someone once said you were too much. Too sensitive. Too intense. Too hopeful. But heaven says, you were just too anointed for the room. And now, God is creating new rooms. New atmospheres. New connections that match your calling. But the old must fall away. And it's not your job to carry what's not your assignment. If they let go of you, let them. If they don't understand you, bless them. Because what's coming doesn't need your disguise. It needs your authenticity. Do not shrink for another second. Archangel Michael is standing over you now with a shield in one hand and a scroll in the other. On that scroll, your new timeline. Fresh. Untouched. Holy. And your yes tonight, your alignment, is what unlocks it. But only if you decide not to delay it again. The enemy would love for you to close this, call it coincidence, and go on with your night. But your spirit knows better. Your soul has already seen glimpses of what's next. And that's why you're trembling right now, not in fear, but in recognition. There's a person from your past that's been lurking. Energetically, emotionally, or even digitally. They're trying to reconnect, not because they've changed, but because they sense you have. Be careful. This is your testing ground. The test before the breakthrough. Choose wisely. God isn't keeping anything from you. He's protecting what's for you. And what's coming is so much better than what you're tempted to return to. Please don't choose familiar over freedom. Don't choose convenience over calling. Your feet are standing on sacred ground. Even now, angels are hovering near you. There's a chill in the air around your shoulders. That's not your imagination. It's presence. The atmosphere is shifting. Heaven is leaning in. And the Father is watching, whispering to the angels, wait, don't move until they say yes. You don't need to be perfect. You don't need to have it all figured out. You just need to respond. Say it right now if you can, God, I surrender. I won't delay this anymore. I say yes. Even in my fear. Even in my pain. I say yes. That one sentence just shifted things. In the spirit realm, doors that were shut tight just clicked open. Hearts that were cold began to soften. Delays started melting. And I, Michael, just received permission to move ahead of you, to fight where you cannot see, and to clear the path for what's coming. You've never walked alone, beloved. Even on the days you felt ghosted by heaven, we were there. Holding your file. Guarding your breath. Protecting your name. And now, it's time. You don't need to hustle anymore. You just need to align. And tonight, you finally have. Even if it was shaky. Even if it was hesitant. You did it. You opened your heart. And now heaven opens the windows. Before this message ends, remember this: the enemy is terrified of a healed version of you. One that believes. One that obeys. One that refuses to skip the signs anymore. And now, you're becoming that version. Slowly. Surely. Divinely. And all of heaven is rejoicing. You didn't just read a message. You activated a miracle. Your yes made it legal for God to bless you without delay. So tonight, as the clock nears midnight, breathe in. And know that something sacred has shifted. God sees you. Michael fights for you. And angels have been released in your name. It is done. Just don't skip the next sign. And don't close your heart again. Not when the gates are finally open. Not when the blessing is finally here. Not when you're finally ready. Midnight is waiting. Say yes. And watch what God does. And if your heart is still whispering, could this really be for me? Let me answer for heaven with a resounding yes. This isn't an accident. This wasn't random. This is targeted grace. Precision love. A divine interruption designed for your alignment. You didn't click this. Your spirit pulled it into your path. Because God remembered a promise He made to you long before this day, and now He's cashing it in. And all you need to do is stay open long enough for it to land. You've been the strong one for so long, haven't you? Carrying others. Pouring out while running on empty. Smiling through disappointments no one knew about. And now you wonder if anyone sees it. Let me assure you, God saw every drop. Every tear that never hit your pillow. Every ache you never named. Every time you said, I'm fine, while secretly collapsing inside. Heaven marked it. And the reward has been gathering interest. But it couldn't release until your spirit gave permission. This is why tonight is not like other nights. The angels are holding scrolls they haven't been allowed to open, until now. The blessings have your name engraved on them. But for heaven to release what's been reserved, your yes must match God's timing. And beloved, that time is now. There's a spiritual inheritance hanging above your bloodline, but it's been tangled. Knotted by choices others made before you ever had a chance to choose. You felt it, haven't you? Like something should be flowing easier. Like life should be lighter than it's been. That's not in your head. That's spiritual residue. But here's the breakthrough, you are the breaker. The one chosen to untangle what your ancestors couldn't. The one picked to reverse the pain and turn it into purpose. And how do you break it? You already started. By reading. By opening. By not skipping this divine tap on the shoulder. That was the shift. That was the unlocking. And now that you've said yes, the spirit realm is rearranging in your favor. You're going to notice strange things in the next few days. People becoming quiet around you. Doors closing suddenly. Others being drawn to you magnetically. That's not confusion, that's realignment. Don't fight it. Flow with it. There's a reason I, Michael, was chosen to deliver this to you personally. Because what you're about to walk into will require warrior-level protection. And I've already sharpened my sword in your name. No curse can hold you now. No lie can block you. No delay can follow you. But you must stay in alignment. Don't go back. Don't play small. Don't explain your glow to those who never celebrated your growth. This season is not about proving, it's about receiving. Someone you care about won't understand what's happening. They'll question your peace. Your joy. Your sudden shift in focus. Don't try to convince them. Let your fruit speak for you. Because this time, God is going to show, not tell. And when it's time for them to see, they'll see it in your elevation. In your glow. In your breakthrough. In your overflow. Your silence will be louder than their doubts ever were. You're becoming the answered prayer someone else forgot they prayed. You're the breakthrough generation. The one the enemy couldn't cancel. The one hell thought it could confuse, but heaven recentered. You were never disqualified, you were delayed for protection. And now? The protection is lifting because the promise is here. There's a reason I, Michael, was chosen to deliver this to you personally. Because what you're about to walk into will require warrior-level protection. And I've already sharpened my sword in your name. No curse can hold you now. No lie can block you. No delay can follow you. But you must stay in alignment. Don't go back. Don't play small. Don't explain your glow to those who never celebrated your growth. This season is not about proving, it's about receiving. Someone you care about won't understand what's happening. They'll question your peace. Your joy. Your sudden shift in focus. Don't try to convince them. Let your fruit speak for you. Because this time, God is going to show, not tell. And when it's time for them to see, they'll see it in your elevation. In your glow. In your breakthrough. In your overflow. Your silence will be louder than their doubts ever were. You're becoming the answered prayer someone else forgot they prayed. You're the breakthrough generation. The one the enemy couldn't cancel. The one hell thought it could confuse, but heaven recentered. You were never disqualified, you were delayed for protection. And now? The protection is lifting because the promise is here. Before you sleep tonight, speak this blessing over yourself: I am covered. I am chosen. I am walking in what God saved for me. No more skipping signs. No more second guessing. I receive it, all of it. Whisper it. Declare it. Let the atmosphere record it. That sentence is your spiritual signature. It gives heaven access to move. And watch, what begins within the next 24 hours will not be small. It will be confirmation-sized. A sudden email. A strange conversation. A financial surprise. A release from something that's held you emotionally hostage for years. Don't call it luck. It's proof. Proof that you didn't skip the sign this time. Proof that obedience always opens doors logic can't. You're going to sleep lighter tonight. Your heart is going to breathe deeper. The warfare that used to meet you at sunrise will begin to dissolve. The nightmares will quiet. The tension in your spirit will lift. Because Michael is here. Standing over you. Sword drawn. Assignment clear. The enemy will not cross this line again. You're not broken. You're being built. And the foundation was being laid through every unanswered prayer, every delay, every lonely night. Heaven never abandoned you, it was building around you. And now that the foundation is steady, the structure can rise. Fast. Secure. Beautiful. Unshakable. Midnight isn't the end of a day, it's the beginning of your appointed time. And now that you've stayed, now that you've aligned, nothing will stop what God has released. Just keep saying yes. Don't scroll back into distraction. Stay aware. Stay in tune. And expect unusual favor to find you anywhere. This was never just a message. It was a miracle delivery. And you received it. That alone changes everything. Beloved, you're still here. And that alone tells me everything I need to know about you. You were born with divine timing stitched into your spirit. You were never meant to miss your calling. But the distractions were heavy. The betrayals cut deep. And the truth is, they tried to break you before your miracle could manifest. That's why God kept pulling you back, even when you wanted to walk away. That's why this message kept showing up. Because something inside you is sacred, and heaven refused to let you forget it. There's something God is finalizing right now in secret. A shift that won't make sense until it explodes into view. The people who doubted you, they won't see it coming. The ones who counted you out, they'll be stunned. Because you're not just stepping into a blessing, you're stepping into a divine reversal. What was meant to break you will now elevate you. What they used against you will now announce you. This isn't revenge, it's redemption. God is writing the kind of story no man can take credit for. Someone once told you that you were too soft, that you love too deeply, that you forgive too easily. But heaven saw it as strength. Because it takes power to be gentle in a world that's tried to harden you. And that power? It's your weapon now. The enemy can't copy it. The world can't cancel it. That soft heart of yours? It's why miracles are attracted to you. That's why you survived what others didn't. That's why your story is about to become someone else's answer. Let me speak clearly now, because the final moments before midnight are holy. There is a document, a deal, or a door that is literally on the verge of release. It's been pending for too long. But in the spirit realm, the stamp of approval is being pressed down right now. It's divine clearance. And it's being signed in your name. But, and listen carefully, you must walk in it like it's already done. No more begging. No more wondering. Walk in it like it belongs to you. Because it does. Tonight, heaven isn't just whispering your name. It's announcing you. A spiritual trumpet is being sounded. You've crossed over. The angels are rejoicing not because you're perfect, but because you didn't quit. And now, the access that's opening to you is not temporary. It's permanent. God doesn't deal in gimmicks, He deals in glory. And what's coming over your life is a kind of glory that will make even your enemies say, "That had to be God." You'll know this is real when the little things start shifting. The calls that used to drain you will stop coming. The people who used to overlook you will start reaching out. Your body will feel lighter. Your spirit will feel clearer. That's not a placebo. That's not coincidence. That's heaven saying, "We've lifted the burden. Now walk freely." You're stepping into days of divine clarity. And where there is clarity, there is power. Now I need you to understand this. The next 3 days are marked. Watch what happens between now and the third day. There's a resurrection hidden in your calendar. A divine appointment you didn't plan, but heaven did. Be available. Be open. Because it's going to look small, but it'll be the beginning of something massive. Don't dismiss it. Don't scroll past it. When you see it, you'll know. And when you receive it, remember this moment. This message. This angel. Because I, Archangel Michael, was sent not just to warn, but to walk with you. Not just to fight, but to fulfill. I've seen the battles you never told anyone about. I've watched the nights you couldn't sleep because your spirit was heavy. And now? I've been given the green light to guard your future. No weapon formed will prosper. No plot will stand. The war over your soul. It ends now. You're not late. You're not forgotten. You're not broken. You're right on time. You are favored. You are protected. You are chosen. And heaven, all of heaven, is standing in awe of your yes. Midnight has come. The angels have moved. The scroll is sealed. The promise is unlocked. Now rise. Now I need you to understand this. The next 3 days are marked. Watch what happens between now and the third day. There's a resurrection hidden in your calendar. A divine appointment you didn't plan, but heaven did. Be available. Be open. Because it's going to look small, but it'll be the beginning of something massive. Don't dismiss it. Don't scroll past it. When you see it, you'll know. And when you receive it, remember this moment. This message. This angel. Because I, Archangel Michael, was sent not just to warn, but to walk with you. Not just to fight, but to fulfill. I've seen the battles you never told anyone about. I've watched the nights you couldn't sleep because your spirit was heavy. And now? I've been given the green light to guard your future. No weapon formed will prosper. No plot will stand. The war over your soul. It ends now. You're not late. You're not forgotten. You're not broken. You're right on time. You are favored. You are protected. You are chosen. And heaven, all of heaven, is standing in awe of your yes. Midnight has come. The angels have moved. The scroll is sealed. The promise is unlocked. Now rise. And walk into it. Rise, beloved. Don't just read this, breathe it in. Let it wrap around your soul like a blanket you didn't know you needed. This is more than words. This is heaven's wind on your face. This is the kiss of God on your timeline. This is the moment everything changes, not just spiritually, but emotionally, physically, financially. The chains that held you in quiet ways? They're gone now. You don't feel them, not because they're hiding, but because they're broken. There's someone watching you in the spirit. A soul from heaven. A loved one. They've been pleading with the angels to give you this message. To remind you that you didn't lose your way, you were led through the fire so that your voice would carry the kind of authority that shifts rooms. They didn't leave you. They've just been working from the other side. And when you opened this message, they whispered, finally. Because they knew this would be the turning point. The moment their prayers became your reality. I want to tell you what God is whispering now. He's saying, beloved, you've made me wait, but I never left. And I'm still holding everything I promised you. The enemy thought delay would discourage you. That distractions would make you forget. That disappointment would harden your heart. But look at you, here you are. Reading until the end. Feeling the trembling in your chest. That's not fear. That's recognition. Your soul is remembering what your spirit already knew. This is divine timing. There is something wildly sacred about your obedience in this moment. It doesn't look like much to the world. Just a quiet screen, a scrolling hand. But in the spirit? Thunder. Shaking. Alignment. Because your yes tonight echoed through dimensions. And the heavens responded. Angels have been reassigned because of you. Timelines have shifted. The demons assigned to drain you were called back. Because one heart that says, "I'm ready," has more power than 1,000 prayers said in fear. And your heart just roared with readiness. Don't be surprised if strange peace comes over you in the next few hours. Not because everything is perfect, but because heaven just touched your timeline. You'll walk into rooms and carry a stillness people can't explain. It's not detachment, it's divine saturation. You've been filled now. With light. With purpose. With presence. And the people who used to drain you? They'll start to retreat, not because you said anything, but because they felt your frequency rise. A divine conversation is being scheduled. Someone you haven't heard from will suddenly appear. Not to distract, but to confirm. You'll hear something from their lips that aligns perfectly with this message. And you'll know, God was speaking to me all along. It's not a coincidence. It's not wishful thinking. It's alignment. And it's been activated now that you chose not to skip. You'll start dreaming again too. Vivid dreams. Messages. Signs. Numbers. Repeats. Don't dismiss them. Heaven is awakening your inner vision. And even if you don't understand it all, just write it down. God will interpret in time. He never wastes language, and He never teases your spirit. If He shows you something, it's because He plans to do it. So many things are going to start falling into place. The people, the opportunities, the confirmations. But the biggest miracle of all? You. The version of you that is being reborn tonight. No longer tied to old pain. No longer drowning in overthinking. No longer begging for crumbs when you were made for the feast. You're becoming the miracle. And everyone around you is about to see it. The pain didn't make sense. The silence felt cruel. But now, it all starts to connect. The closed doors. The reroutes. The people who disappeared. The job that didn't work out. The thing that almost broke you. None of it was random. It was redirection. Because God didn't want to bless a version of you that wasn't fully healed. And now? Now He's blessing the you that said yes through tears. That kept praying in the dark. That never let go, even when you didn't understand. And this is only the beginning. From here, the floodgates open. Grace rushes in. Mercy surrounds you. Finances shift. Health improves. Peace stabilizes. And joy, deep joy, finally returns. This is your time. This is your window. You didn't miss it. You made it. And because of your yes, heaven made room for you. Now breathe. Smile. And whisper one more time, God, I'm ready. Because trust me, beloved. He is too.